Hi, I'm John Alden for DIYphotography.net, and I'm here with David Parry at the Canon stand at the photography show, and we're going to take a look at the EOS M50. So hi David.
Good to meet you.
You too. Could you tell us about the new EOS M50?
Yeah, sure. So this is our fourth mirrorless camera in our lineup, and it's really designed for people who are generally for quite new to photography. So it's a very, very simple button layout. So it's great if this is your first camera of this type. But actually saying that, at this show we're finding a lot of people who are using things like our 5Ds or our 6Ds. They're finding this really useful as a second body because it's really small and lightweight. And like I say, they could give it to their assistant or someone who maybe isn't so au fait with photography, and they can really start using this camera. It's a really great still camera. It's got our latest generation of sensor inside here. It's got a really fast dual pixel CMOS AF autofocus system, which is a fantastically fast autofocus system. But it's also a really nice video camera as well, because it is our first camera of this type to have 4K.
Yes.
And I know people have been asking for that for quite a while.
Asking for 4K.
So we've had it on the 5 Series, our Cinema EOS and this kind of thing. This is the first camera of this type to have 4K from us. So it's got 4K, it does full HD, it'll also do standard HD or 720 HD up to 120 frames a second.
Just in 720 or in 1080 as well?
That's just in 720.
Right.
1080 will do 60, and then 4K will do 24, 25 frames per second. It's run from the touchscreen, so you've got the viewfinder on the top here. The viewfinder is actually our highest resolution one that we do. It's a 2.36 million dot, 120 frames a second, which is great for fast moving subjects and low light and this kind of thing. But most things are run from the touchscreen, so it's a proper variable angle touchscreen, so it comes out, flips around 180 degrees, so if you want to do video shooting of yourself, vlogs and that kind of thing, you have that ability.
And does it have a microphone input for doing vlogs?
It does.
It does?
Yes,
Brilliant.
It does. Yeah,
fantastic.
So you have mic input on here as well, so you can put a mic on the top, or you can use a lav mic or something like that, depends on what kind of, how you want to shoot. The great thing I like about the touchscreen as well is the ability to be able to pull focus. So you get a nice smooth transition between your background and your subject, which gives a really nice professional.
So it's just tap to focus, not just to pick your autofocus point.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can actually use the do that using the viewfinder as well. So even if you've got it up to your eye and you're shooting with the viewfinder, you can then still use the screen to go between your AF points, which is really does make it a really nice camera to use for being creative and this kind of thing. We've also, this is the most connected mirrorless camera we have as well. So you've got Wi-Fi, NFC, and Bluetooth. The great thing about having that kind of connectivity is you can control this camera remotely. So once again, if you're doing video, if you're doing still work, you can set the camera up away from you, and you can see what the camera is seeing from your smart device.
So it streams the live view?
Yeah, and you can press record and you can see what you're doing and change settings and this kind of thing. So once again, it's a great camera to be able to use remotely and work like that.
It's fantastic. And this is like sort of the entry-level mirrorless?
This sits above, so our entry-level one is the M100, so that's the first mirrorless in our lineup. That's a very small, lightweight, simple mirrorless camera. And this is the next one up in our lineup, and then you go on to the M6 and the M5, which is our top mirrorless. Well,
with this one being newer, are there any of the higher-end technologies that have filtered into this?
Well, what's quite interesting is internally,
other than the 4K, obviously.
So yeah, internally, this is the most advanced and the fastest mirrorless camera we have. Now, why we say it's below things like the M6 and the M5 is the way that you use the camera.
Yeah.
So the M6 and the M5 are probably better suited to people who are more advanced in their photography. So if they like using manual control and things like that, they might find the M6 and the M5 easier to use. But if you like working in a more automated way, if you're more sort of menu driven from the touchscreen, you might find this one easier to use. So it really depends on how you use your camera and how you arrive at that final image about which is the right camera for you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And are these available now, or are they up for pre-order?
They're available for pre-order. They will be available very, very shortly, within the next, I should say in the next 2 or 3 weeks. You should be able to get these in the shops. You'll be able to get different lens configurations, depends on what you want to do, and the prices will vary. Obviously, we don't set the pricing; we let the retailers do that, and we'll be able to come with different prices.
Brilliant, David. Okay. Thank you very much.
That's all right, no problem at all.
So that's the Canon EOS M50. We're going to keep walking around the show and see what else we can find. We'll see you in the next video.
If you like some more cool movies, you can check out this one, and you can subscribe to us down here.